Why were members of parliament so angry with those sentiments of the president?
I think it was the wholesome nature of the condemnation and the way it was being repeated. Because you remember, it was first mentioned, I think, at a meeting with the private sector at the Nairobi Stock Exchange. Then there was a second mention.
In Homa Bay.
In Homa Bay. Then there was a third mention. And it looked like everybody was being put in the same basket and being painted with the same color and brush. Yet the president, you know, as I've always said, is the number one consumer of intelligence. So what he says must be taken seriously and in that context. And when many members now were asking, if he has the intelligence that a member of parliament went and collected 10 million shillings on behalf of other members, the proper thing would have been either to report to parliament under the Powers and Privileges Act so that that member is disciplined, or to make a report to DCI for that member to account and for the due process to be followed. And then there was also the talk of Sokohuru in the Senate.
Yep.
Those, if they are senators who received money on the impeachment of the governor of Isiolo, and there's evidence, that the same pathway should have been followed in dealing with those members, instead of, because it is not very helpful. It's not helpful for the head of state to condemn the national parliament. It made news all over the world. All over the world. So you can imagine if you travel as a member of parliament from Kenya, people look at you with that kind of prism. Yeah, and it was quite unfortunate. I think we will get, I'm happy the sentiments have not been repeated again. And I hope members of parliament will find a way of getting around it. We don't, I mean, if there are those of us who are doing, engaging in illicit activities, for heaven's sake, let us call them out. And then also, members were very angry because, you see, the Auditor General's reports that reveal a lot of this malfeasance in the executive, when brought to parliament, is not openly discussed. Let us be frank here. The political, you know how our parties operate. Yeah, the dominant parties come to bear on the members as to how those reports should be handled. And even in some instances where Parliament has clearly adopted those reports and made recommendations on what is supposed to be done by other branches within the executive like ESCC and DCI, you still find interference, again, from the executive.